Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 11. So let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, let's get the bullshit that don't matter out of the way first. Let's start with Ashley. So Ashley is at home with the smallest baby. What's his name? Dylan, I believe is his name. Anyway, she's at home with the baby, and then her girl stops by, and Daisy has little boy Dean. So once she gets Dean home with Ashley, then Ashley and Daisy are talking, and Ashley tells Daisy that she saw this house, and it just came on the market. She's excited about it because maybe this is the one that she can get. She's going to go look at it. It's 5 bedrooms, it's this, it's that, it's all that, okay? And she's excited. She said that she and Michael are trying to figure out how they move forward, because their finances are so entangled. She's just going to let Michael just take the lead. I guess he's going to meet her over there when they go look at the house. She doesn't really know how any of this works. I was just like, girl, you really going to push this divorce thing? I'm telling you guys, next season, if she shows up and says that her and Michael worked it out, don't nobody act like they surprised. And also, side note, I want to say, last week, when I was talking about Ashley and her crying about being a single mother, I said that I didn't peg her as being somebody that's weak. And somebody actually mentioned that when I looked at my emails of my comments. Sometimes some of the comments come over in my emails. That's the only way that I'm seeing these comments, y'all, if I choose to look at them. But there's one that I happen to look at, actually, the person was actually saying that she was a single mom, and that's not a sign of weakness. It's just sometimes it does get hard. And I thought about it, and I was like, Roxanne, that was kind of not right to say, okay? Single moms are probably some of the strongest people that are out there. And so when I said that, I misspoke. I spoke out of turn. I shouldn't have said that. So I want to apologize to the single moms out there, because that probably was a callous way of thinking. Okay. I had thought about that all week, and I was going to actually put it on my Twitter, and then I was just like, no, you guys watch the video. I don't know if everybody is on Twitter or whatever. So I just wanted to make sure that I said that. I'm sorry to my single mama rock stars out there. You guys do rock, okay? Not weak at all. So anyway, let's move on from there. Ashley full of shit though, y'all. She ain't getting no damn divorce. I'm telling you, she ain't. Next, we see Candace. Candace is about to do her Insecure video, and she's nervous. She says that Trina, working with her doing the feature on her song, Trina's one of the bread and butters of the rap game, the female rap game. So, she got to be on her P's and Q's. And so she's nervous, but this is where she gets to prove to everybody that she really is out there doing this. She's not new to it. She's true to it. Okay. And she's so thankful that Trina's there, and Trina tells her that she's going to be fine, and they do the video shoot. I was like, actually, you guys, Candace is probably the most busy, or the one that's doing the most that we see anyway out there. Candace is not only on this show, she's on another show, a show, I think it's on BET or BET Plus. And of course she has her singing career, and I know she's doing like a short tour right now. So Candace is really, really busy. I know they would like us to think that Wendy is the one, and maybe Wendy is. I mean, Wendy has jobs that's not, social, that we would all see. But Candace is in her bag for real. Okay, so good for Candace. She's shot her video, $25,000 budget. The record label paid for it. So finally, I guess people are taking Candace's music career seriously. Congratulations to her. Then speaking of Wendy, we see Wendy in the hospital. She had an emergency. Remember, I told you guys that kidney stones is nothing to play with, and kidney stones will stop you in your tracks. Okay, you can't push that off. And now we see that she has like a 9 centimeter kidney stone that they have to remove. She can't pass it. So she now has to have like emergency surgery to get rid of those stones. So we see her, she's all loopy, and she's probably been drugged already and just waiting to go into surgery. And Eddie was talking to her and saying how he was afraid, he was scared for her. But good thing that they did go to the hospital so she can get this done. So afterwards, she's back at home. She tells us that she had 2 surgeries within a matter of a week or so. Even though they're all outpatient surgeries, you know, just the recovery is exhausting. So she has her dear mother there helping out, okay? And the mama is just so funny to me. She doesn't even say anything funny, but she's just funny to me for whatever reason. Mama want to make her some pork chops, okay? Where the pork chops at? She was like, Mom, don't make me pork chops. Just make me some soup. Mama was like, I'm trying to take care of you. Like, where the wine at, okay? She's like, girl, you and these kidney stones, you ain't stayed overnight in the hospital. You fine. Come on, let's get us some fried pork chops. So anyway, her mom goes and changes, I guess, gets a little bit more comfortable and comes back down there and sits down. And Wendy is telling her how she's been burning the candle on both ends, okay? And that she has to slow down. But she got that really from her mom. Her mom was the one that instilled in them that I guess they always got to be booked and busy, child. So, but look what it's doing to her. Okay, now she's laid out on the couch being taken care of by her mom and her cute little daughter. That she, you know, this is not what she wants for herself. She definitely doesn't want it for her daughter. So she's going to try to break the cycle. All mama know is she still want Wendy and I guess everybody else to pay for her boob job. She's still on that boob job. Mama boobs already look big, but the mama said that they, you know, because she breastfed everybody. Now they all grown. And mama's still talking about this damn boob job from when she breastfed them. Like, girl, you ain't thought to get a boob job all this time? Anyway, mama still is trying to wait for Wendy and I guess her sister to pay for her boob job. Bless the mama. All right, we got them out the way. We see Karen go over to Giselle's house. And when Giselle lets her in, you know, Karen, oh my God, I love it. Look at the chandelier. Oh my God, it's so nice, Giselle. You finally finished. I love everything. Look at that. Oh, well, look, nice. She did all of that. And then when the producers asked her, what does she really think about Giselle's house? You know, she was just like, I love the chandelier at the front door. I want to say something nice about her house, but ain't nothing nice in that motherfucker but the chandelier. The house did look much nicer than it did, you know, the last time that we saw it. But, I mean, listen, everybody's house is whatever their vision is for their home, okay? Let's not shade Giselle and her 4 houses in one. Anyways, Karen is over there to bring the girls birthday gifts, amongst other things. So, Giselle calls the twins down and she was just like, does that say Gucci? And Karen was just like, yes, it's Gucci. It looked like it might have been necklaces or bracelets, some sort of Gucci jewelry. Okay. And Giselle was just like, this is the foundation of their friendship. You know, if they can stay here, you know, them getting along and Karen still being a part of the family and all of that, then they're doing very well. But once they finish giving the jewelry and the girls go off, you know, Giselle was like, you know, we got to gossip. So what are you doing on your live show, Karen? And Karen was just like, well, you know, it's going to be an experience. So, you know, we're going to set up food and drinks. And Giselle was just like, oh, okay, so you're hosting. Karen was like, honey, we're doing a whole bunch of stuff. Not only are we eating and we drinking, but we're going to have a Q&A segment. You know, we got something called sizzle topics. It's just a little bit of everything. We moshing it all together. And all of the girls are invited. You know, because Karen gets along with everybody. She doesn't have a problem with anyone. And Giselle was just like, oh, okay. And even Mia, because after Miami, you still, you know, you still good with Mia? Well, you know, what I like about Mia is that, you know, whenever she's wrong, she owns her shit. And I like Jacqueline too, but I do not like her completing Mia's sentences. Mia can speak for herself. And Giselle was just like, well, speaking of Jacqueline and their friendship, honey, I was talking to Mia when we was in the car and, you know, she was just telling us about her friendship with Jacqueline and how she's, we think that she might have bought her that Porsche. Did she buy the Porsche for her? So then she goes into the whole story about how Mia told her that, you know, they shared the same boyfriend, you know, they slept together and she wants to know if they're doing this now. You know, Karen is just over there like, oh my God, all of these faces. Giselle was just like, honey, they got a lot going on. You know, I saw them up there in that shower in Miami together. And Karen was just like, in the shower? And Giselle was like, girl, where were you? Yes, they was in the shower together. I saw them in the window. And Karen was just like, oh, When Giselle asked her where she was just like, up in my bedroom, minding my own business. But Karen was just like, if you saw them in the shower together and they were in front of the window, then obviously they wanted to be seen. Okay, when I don't want to be seen, I don't stand out in front of no damn window. Now, later on, we see Robin and Giselle. They are at the venue, okay, where they're going to be having the live podcast. And the place is nice. It's big. I think they said it hold about 400 people. It had 400 seats in there. How many VIP tickets did we sell? Robin said 120. Robin was just like, how full is that going to make this look? It's going to look empty in here. And they're like, well, we'll separate people so they're not right all up on top of each other, because 120 people. Was it 400 or 4,000? It was one of them numbers. But anyway, 120 people is only going to be the first couple of few rows. So, we'll try to spread it out, control exactly where we want everybody to be seen and, sitting and everything. And, we'll try to make it look as full as we can. So they're just trying to get it all pegged out, what exactly is going to go on. Robin is a little nervous. She said that they've invested $10,000 of their money into this venue. And, they don't have any sponsors or anything. It's just them setting this up so that they can talk to, their fans. So anyway, what are we doing? They're having a segment with Juan. Giselle is just like, so, is Juan still going to do what he said? I was like, who puts Juan in the segment? Okay, Juan seems like he don't even have much of a personality, and he don't never want to do nothing, but now he want to be on the damn podcast. I was just like, now where'd this come from? Speaking of your future husband, when is the wedding that I'm not invited to? Well, we still trying to work out some things, Robin says. And she tells us that the thing that they're trying to work out is still the prenup. But she doesn't say that to Giselle, honey. Robin is learning. She was just like, honey, just give Giselle a little bit. We don't need to... because girl gonna blast it one way or the other. But Robin tells us that she's nervous about talking to Juan about it, because the few times that she has mentioned it to him, he ain't been really too receptive to it. But I was like, girl, you better protect your money, especially with this lawsuit that Juan is involved in, child. We don't know how that one is gonna play out. So yeah, she tells Giselle, don't break out the calendar just yet. I don't know the date, but when I do, I'll let you know. We see Robin at home with the family, and she's in the kitchen. She's talking to Juan, just small talk, asking him about work. He's in the middle of recruiting. I was like, oh, is he? But yes, he's working on recruiting, and then after that, he'll have some time, and she says, okay, good. Okay, because they need to talk about the wedding. And he was just like, what do we need to talk about? It's really on you. And she was just like, how is it just on me? And he was like, it's always on you. It's always about you. Like, I don't never have anything to say about, the wedding or whatever. And she was just like, what do you mean? I want you to be involved. And he was like, that's how it was before. When we got married, it was all, your thing. And, he just basically showed up. She was like, well, I want you to be a part of it this time. Now, let's talk about this prenup. Maybe have an infidelity clause. And he was just like, no, we're not doing that. I'm not doing that. And she was just like, you don't never know. When they got a divorce before, it got very contentious. And she said, and we was broke, so we wasn't fighting over money, but we fought over a whole bunch of other stuff. So if we do happen to go down that road again, she can imagine how awful it will be, because now there's money. Both sides have money. And she got most of the money. So she's just like, yeah, we need to make sure that we get this shit straight. But, Juan is just like, no, I don't think that we need to do that. Of course you would think that. Even if she ain't saying it, I don't think Robin is getting married if they don't have a prenup. And she shouldn't. Not with everything Juan got going on. Now let's jump over to Karen. So now that Karen had the conversation with Giselle, she has to go and report all this to Mia, right? So she goes over to Mia's home. Gordon lets her in. Hey, G. And he was like, hey, she was just like, do I need to take my shoes off? And he was like, no, leave your shoes on. Okay. So she comes on in the house, and Mia was just like, oh, I'm so glad you're here. Like, my daughter, this morning, when she found out that you were coming, she was just like, can she make cookies with me? Oh, baby, when you want to make cookies again, you just text me and I'll come over, I promise. Today, I got to gossip with your mama. They sit on down, and honey, Karen gets right down to it. Okay, how are you doing? Mia says she's fine. How you and G are okay? Yes, we're good. you know, kind of looking at her like, why you asking me all these questions?
Well, I just visited over Giselle's house, and you know that I told you that I would not hold anything back. So she told me that you and Jacqueline were showering together.
And Mia was just like, yeah, we were.
Oh, so you enjoy showering with her?
She was just like, yeah, sometimes, it's cool. And she was just like, oh, okay, so. And then Mia was just like, but full disclosure, me and Jacqueline, we've been friends a long time, and we did do some kind of promiscuous things when we were younger. And Karen was just like,
oh, okay, so you were lovers.
No, not exactly lovers.
Oh, okay, then what was it?
Mia was just like, we just did kind of things, I wanted to be a gynecologist. So, I got down there, I looked in her vagina. Okay, I got a flashlight. Oh, okay.
I also was told that you and G have sex with other people.
And Mia was just like, yeah, we have.
Was it Peter?
And Mia looks at her and she said it was Peter's girlfriend. And Karen was just like,
I knew it. I knew it was some shit like that. I knew. Honey, she was at that table and she had to hurry up and stop Wendy in her tracks.
Because Wendy was about to blast her. Or at least Mia didn't know exactly how much Wendy knew. But honey, Karen was just like,
I knew it was too funky at that table.
Karen was just like, well, do tell. Now, how you ended up with Peter's woman? And Mia was like, well, actually, we knew her first. Okay. And then I guess they introduced her to Peter and that's how they got together. So she was their girl. And then Peter came into the picture later.
Oh, okay. So he got your funky leftovers.
Yes, exactly. I was like, boy, I wonder what Patricia would have to say about that.
Karen was just like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to go home. I got work to do.
If you guys still don't see how all of this stuff is orchestrated, I've been trying to give y'all the game. I hope y'all can see it in these last few episodes because, honey, they've been pouring it on. Now, let's jump over to the live event. Okay, so the ladies start getting there. Of course, Giselle and Robin are there. And Robin is nervous. Okay, this is the real deal. Okay, she's really got an audience of people out there that actually spent their money, that actually want to come and sit and talk. So, yeah, this is a big deal. The housewives starts to get there. Ashley gets there first. Okay, and then we see... I don't really know why Charisse is on the show. I just don't understand. Like, what has she added to the show? She's a friend. So I guess that she doesn't really have to add to it. I have a feeling that they're trying to give Charisse her peach back next season, seeing how she does this season. And so far, it's just sort of been like, what is she here for? Like, when are we going to get this confrontation between her and Karen? We still don't even know why the beef is so big there other than, the shit that she said in the past. Is that still what Karen is, and they did say that Karen and her are going to have their time when they do address whatever the issue is. But honey, we up to episode 11 and when the shit coming? Like, why is Shasha there? Okay, but anyway, back to it. She comes in, where's my people? Oh, there's my people. She sees Ashley. And then Karen shows up with Uncle Jessup. Juan comes in with the boys and Karen is happy to see him. She was just like, the nigga don't show up to nothing. Of course, I'm always surprised when Juan shows up. Okay, but it's good. He has the boys there. They're all there to support Robin. Anyways, the 120 people are there. And just like Robin was concerned about, it does look empty there. Okay, but they have the lighting so that the back part of the theater is, or whatever it is, the auditorium or whatever, is closed or dark, so you can't really see it. And then they have the people, up in the front and the lights shining down on them. And then, of course, Robin and Giselle are up on the stage. Everybody is getting seated. Is Candace coming? Candace was like, hell no, I'm not coming to that mess. Giselle is not deserving of my support. Everybody gets seated, and then we get started. So the host, or the guy that's there to introduce them, maybe he livened up the crowd. Maybe he was a comedian or something. We didn't get to see all of that. But anyway, when he goes to introduce him, he was like, coming up to the stage, please welcome Robin Bryant. And then they were like, everybody's like, oh! And Karen was just like, oh my God, let me just get my list. Let me have things of not to do, the shit not to do when you do your own live. Number 1, do not hire any drunk host. Make sure that the host knows your damn name. But anyway, he introduces them right. Robin, Dixon, Giselle, Bryant. Okay, so they come dancing down the aisle, on both sides, and they walk up onto the stage and we get started. I'm sure that there's way more to the evening, but of course we didn't got that kind of time to sit there and watch it. So we get right to the Juan segment. They have Juan come up there, whatever, child, whatever. It was nothing that we needed to have know any information about. Okay, but we get Juan up there, we get a good giggle, and then we all, Juan goes off of the stage. Next we have Ashley, and Ashley is going to come up there and do a dance segment for them.
Oh, let me add this to my list. No boring dances. This is boring.
Ashley is up there, and I guess they got a few people up there as well that's dancing with her, her little infamous TikTok dances. Fine. And then Giselle says, okay, now this part is a little scary because we don't know what the hell's about to come out your mouth, but we're going to have a Q&A. Okay. So the first person that they get up there, or at least the first person that they showed us, the lady was like, okay, this question is actually for, I guess, Juan Dixon and Robin Dixon. Okay. When is the wedding? And, Robin, well, at least the way they edited it, they made it look like she was like uncomfortable and not knowing what to say. And she really didn't say or answer the question. But we already know that there ain't no wedding planned until we get this prenup together, and even probably after that it might not be no wedding. Karen was just like,
yes, we want to know, we all want to know when. Hell, we've been waiting 7 years too.
That was pretty much it. I guess they just showed us the highlights. If they showed us the highlights of the show, child, it was a little bit lacking, but whatever. Robin says that it was a success. She was glad that it was over. Giselle seemed to be happy as well. They made about $14,000, so not too bad for a day's work. And Giselle was just like, honey, we can do this anytime. Afterwards, Karen comes up there to congratulate them.
I did not sleep a lot.
Giselle. That damn Karen, you ain't right, But then she was like, I was just playing, she enjoyed it. Mia enjoyed it. Mia said that she even bought her ticket because, she wanted to support. Then, child, now we all in the high of the podcast, the live podcast and everything. But, honey, Giselle always knows that there's a job to be done. I told you guys that Giselle is this show. Giselle's the reason why the shit happens on this show. Giselle's gonna make that shit happen, and she don't give a damn when or where. Okay, so she pulls Jacqueline to the side because she want to get down to the bottom of this whole Porsche situation. Porsche, the car, not Porsche Gubadia, or whatever her name is. She basically was like, did Gordon buy you your car? Your Porsche, because Mia told us that, sometimes, you guys are all together. It's like, that she takes care of you and all. And, so did they buy your car? And Jacqueline was just like, honey, I make my own money. Okay, didn't answer the question. Did they buy you the car? I don't know why any of this matters or why any of this is so, like, why doesn't anybody just tell Giselle none of your fucking business? Okay, and let that be that. But people actually sit there and entertain Giselle and all of her rude ass questions. And Jacqueline, I think that she was completely caught off guard. Like, she didn't really know how to answer this. She was just like, you know what? I don't drop that kind of tea. You're going to have to ask Mia that. And, they were like, I'm asking you. Giselle was like, I'm asking you. Okay, well, she not answering. So then the rest of the girls start coming over there. Okay, and sitting down and talking. Shasha right next to Giselle. Ashley comes over, and she says, yes, she remembers the conversation too, that, Mia said that, that they've all done things together. Okay, so then when Mia comes over there, Giselle is asking her about the Porsche. Okay, like, did you guys buy the Porsche for her? And Mia was just like, her car is in her name. And Robin was just like, well, when Juan had all that money, Juan bought plenty of people cars and they were in their names too. So what does that mean? It means quit asking me all these fucking questions. Mia starts to just kind of laugh, is just kind of laughing at Giselle, like, why, you want one too? Like, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. So then Jacqueline was like, so you were asking if I could buy, if I could afford to buy the car? And Giselle said, no, I thought that Gordon bought the car. And then Mia was just like, well, why you guys think that? Gordon ain't got no money. Mia is still funny to me. I know a lot of people don't like her, but I think that a lot of the stuff she just kind of says and laughs just to kind of see what people's reaction are gonna be, child. You don't know if that girl is telling the truth ever or not. So then Giselle was like, okay, then I'm gonna whisper this. Remember also when we were in the car and you guys were talking about, you were talking about when you guys shared that boyfriend? And Mia was just like, oh, you remember that? I thought you were too drunk to remember that. Mia was just like, this girl is nosy as hell. Okay, she be in everybody else's damn business because she ain't got no business of her own. And look at that, Giselle being the top housewife on Potomac, and honey never gets to seem to get pinned to anything. Okay, the people that did pin her down, like Monique, honey, she ain't on the show no more. So then they talking about, you guys having sex. And, Mia was just like, because Mia had told them that she likes to watch. Okay, so did you watch Jacqueline and Gordon have sex together? Jacqueline's like, no, listen, Gordon is not for me. Here goes Shasha. But if you were attracted to her husband, then would you sleep with him? Bitch, we ain't talking about the what ifs. I'm telling you about what's happening right now. No, I'm not sleeping with Gordon. He's not for me. They was like, nigga, this is a whole bunch of questions. I was like, yeah, this is quite a bit of overkill. Like, you guys are really trying. I'm telling you, what did I tell you guys what they talk about on this show? It's all about attacking people's marriages. Okay? And Giselle be right at the front of that fucking line. Mia doesn't answer Giselle's question and says she's not gonna answer it. And then Giselle was just like, okay, she's gonna table this, for another time because Mia's not saying anything. Well, Mia was just kind of laughing at Giselle, but yeah, that Giselle is special, child. I mean, she is really special, but she does what she needs to do. And y'all just eat it all up. But if that was real life, how do you think that conversation all would have went down? Y'all let me know. Well, y'all talk about it in the comments. I ain't fucking with y'all in them comments. All right, you guys, that is it. Let me get off of here. I've got to get to work. It is Monday morning. Make sure that you thumbs up this video, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I'm itsrox. Well, I'm Roxanne or Rox, and the channel is itsrox. All right? All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.